work tiling. But I'm still here. Still kicking. How are we doing, Tempe? Oh, I saw Ahi in there. How you doing, Ahi? Doing good, Drago? Nixie, it's good to see you too. I don't want to pause chat. You just woke up. That's not good. Get you some coffee then, hon. What's up, Goat Man? Last time I checked, birds. Birds are definitely up. Trying to learn how to stream. You know what? That's a move. It's definitely not as difficult as I initially thought when I got. Once I'd gotten all the settings down and all that, but then I learned there's a lot of more complicated nuance of optional things. Getting stream elements set up, which has been a godsend. Is the music too loud? How's the music for you all? No, it's perfect. Perfect. Or just a little something in the back. Keep it for me. Quiet, boring stream. So. Oh, welcome in, Azalea. How you doing, hon? Doing alright, darling? Redeemed Head Pats. Well, welcome in, Baffy. Thank you for coming on in. I have a socks on my foot. I mean, where else are you supposed to wear socks? Oh, welcome back. You got socks on your foot. Where are you supposed to wear socks? Baffy, you're a little too excited for deer. We just started. So, here's the short and long. I like stream myself riding this Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I will one day stream with other VTubers. Now, this process, I love having input from chat because we're gonna build our own special little world here. We're just gonna watch these players explore the world that we create together. I want to make it something special. And there's something special about Gnomes Moonshine. So, D&D gets you excited? Well, Baffy, please, chat away. This is a collaborative writing effort with my chat. This is how I like to think of it. In which we all come together and we get stupid ideas, put those stupid ideas on paper, and then we let some people experience those stupid ideas in a. However, we'll say, Baffy, just by virtue of you being in the stream, if you wanted to join this D&D campaign, I unfortunately cannot let you join the D&D campaign now. You have to be completely ignorant to the entire writing process for you not to have spoilers. However, I'm still happy to have you here. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of notifications. I'm popular today. Yeah, anyways. So, this is just a collaborative writing effort. I will give you what we have thus far. This is a campaign set in, I really have to name it. If you get a second, I might actually have a name. Just in... What's that meant? Incarnate. It's in my Incarnate account. So, we kind of have an untitled campaign. Well, I mean, the campaign is still untitled, but I think the campaign title should be, like, one of the last things. Honestly, it can really go either way. But, pulling this up. This is the map. It's a little bit rudimentary, but it works. I'm not the best map maker, I will acknowledge that. What we have here is a collection of different towns and locations. Some of these are secret. These are secret. These don't exist. They're secret. But this is generally the map. It's a very swamp-like map with rivers kind of leading down here and emptying into the Bay of Blue Rapids. Now, the Pickle Barrel Rapids are here, which are a very important rapid system, and it kind of flows down through here until it connects with this rapid system. We have yet to name a lot of these. But it is also highly mountainous with swamp in between, making some traversal a little difficult, kind of being a bit of a bottleneck. Well, you can get to like down here through this pass here, you can this way. This is something of a pass right here, albeit not a popular. And of course, rivers are the most popular way to travel because they essentially act as a highway system. Thus why there was so much trade in the Midwest America in earlier times with French settlers and fur trappers, because they loved the river system. Sorry, I'm also eating dinner. I just got in from 12 hours, and God, am I tired. Now, I'm gonna move that back. Eepy goat. Yeah, eepy goat. I'm about to do a 12-hour this weekend. Ooh, it's no fun. I should specify, not a 12-hour stream, a 12-hour workday. I have done 12-hour streams. Those also suck, but they suck less. Now, if I could get paid as much for that 12-hour stream as I do doing a 12-hour workday, honestly, I might just become a full-time streamer. But oh, sweet caffeine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12-hour. Godspeed to you, Drago. When I did it, it was only one, but it was on a Sunday where I wasn't getting overtime. It was essentially, well, I was going to give this day 12 hours anyway, so we'll give that 12 hours to streaming, you know, something I actually enjoy. It goes by fast on it, and you know what? A good stream can do that. Oh, thank you for the stretch, Shago. Oh, fuck, I don't know if you heard that popping. Oh, I needed that stretch. Oh, there we go. Give them creative juices. Now, the setting. I don't have a name for the setting yet. Old man Drago be poppin'. Uh-huh. Well, I don't have a name for the setting. Wait yet. Actually, I might. Here we go. Lands of crawling moss and expansive wetland. The land of Tusok sports a vibrant wealth, culture, and resources. However, far below the mountain ranges of Hydern's Peak are the eastern marshlands, comprising several small communities centered around the port city of New Audine. Well, thank you for the hydrate, Azalea. Drink. New Audine. While the inhabitants of gnomes and halflings came to these parts for honest work and pay, avarice gave way to organized crime and violent clashes. The local authorities are paid to turn a blind eye or are often found prevented. Often found prevented in the bog of these traitorous swamps. Preserved. Or often preserved? Probably like forted. I don't know how to spell forted. Forested. How do you spell forted? Thwarted? Oh, it's with a TH? Oh, I'm stupid. Thwarted. I thought it was forted. Good morning, fellas. How we doing today? I'm doing alright. How are you doing? We just writing about gnomes and moonshine. Often forded by the bogs of these traitorous street battles become a way of life to the hardened people of these Greenland. As though it is a simple part of their culture, the folk here are quick to anger and will fight over petty squabbles, but hold no grudge. Two families carry more weight than the rest. The Frog Bottoms and the Peat Britches. Not the Beat Britches, the Peat Britches. But how are you doing, Art? Brings yawn into my tavern today. Both control large smuggling operations of outlawed moonshine, primarily of... usually in these streams, it's not going to be going for a very long stream. It's probably going to be an hour, hour and a half, maybe. Because I do need to get to bed, because I've got another 12-hour shift tomorrow. But I wanted to do a little riding in between my longer streams. Well, the thing is, I feel like... Oh, just realize... Are you making a campaign currently? I am. Currently in the writing process of it all. What music we got going? Me... There we go. Into that. Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of a campaign about gnomes and halflings selling moonshine. Got to see some cool stories from what I... Got to see some cool stories from I could read it. Let me go down. I forgot exactly where it is. This is just meant to be like a very much a guideline for when I sit down, make a more expansive story. Here we go. Years ago, there was a dwarvish city named Durdarth. The dwarves here made an alcohol so potent it could knock nearly any not dwarf unconscious in a single drink, and most dwarves out in 2. The concoction is the closest any dwarvish society has gotten to full-blown wizardry, as it needed to be brewed by the light of the full moon. Because of this, the name moonshine was coined. The stuff was so powerful and dangerous that it ground society to a halt. The dwarves, through drunken carelessness, allowed their city to flood, and were forced to abandon it, most of them swearing off moonshine forever. The governing body of the area outlawed the production, sale, ownership, or consumption of this beverage, and it worked for it. People missed their moonshine, however, and an illegal trade formed. A figure by the name of Erlendraud Barrelview began to make moonshine again, and passed his recipe down to 2 apprentices, a goblin and a halfling. Most people today disagree on whether Erlendraud was a gnome or halfling, but he was, in fact, a dwarf, originating from the dwarvish city, now simply known as the Lost City. Erlendraud fled the same time as all other dwarves, but decided to stay in the nearby swamps and continued to ply his trade. The original recipe was locked in a now flooded vault, and Erlendraud's recipe is imperfect and not as effective. Years after the disappearance or death of Erendrowd, a green dragon adopted his guise. This green dragon is known as absinthe, like the drink. That's a really awesome thing with moonshine being brewed during full moons. Yeah. So, moonshine, in its purest form, pure actual moonshine, and your music is glitching out. I don't know if it's just me. Give me a second. That's really... Is that better? Worst comes to worst, I'll close it down. Yeah, okay, go on. So, moonshine is, in its purest form, if you can make a pure moonshine, it is a prophetic drink that allows you to see visions and have clarity and clairvoyance. The moonshine that they're selling and making currently is not pure moonshine, but it's still pretty damn good. I don't think it'll give you any clairvoyance, but I'm sure you'll be on a pretty bad trip when you're done. So it's essentially the equivalent of a psychedelic that allows you to see some sort of truth or future. It's like a magical psychedelic. Best way to think. I'll wait for the ad break to end. Ring roll. So, welcome back from the ad break. So, one thing I will be doing is every potion will be replaced with an alcoholic drink. I have a table of alcoholism, which is basically take the levels of exhaustion, and that's just how drunk you are. So like cocktail potions, yeah. In fact, each of them have their own flavor. Here we go. A potion of healing is cherry flavored, obviously. Potion of giant strength, apple flavored. Potion of fire breathing, fireball flavored. Potion of invisibility, vodka flavored. Potion of water breathing, Baja Blast flavored. I don't remember why. I think we let chat decide that one, or we decided. I think we let God decide that one. I have a person who pops in from time to time named God. I know, we just let him decide it. A potion of speed is sweet tea flavored. A potion of clairvoyance is coconut flavored. A potion of aqueous form it just tastes like water. A potion of dragon majesty is Mountain Dew flavored. We haven't decided on what yet. A potion of watchful rest, coffee flavored, which this might as well make it an Irish coffee at that point. A potion of polychromy is Airhead's mystery flavor. Green River. I could make a Green River flavor. A potion of vitality is tropical sprite, and a potion of dominion or diminution. The potion of making you small is Lemonhead. I'm going to change the Sprite and Mountain Dew and Baja Blast flavored ones. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little too silly. This is a silly campaign. It's slightly too silly. But yeah, a variety of unique magical items, some deities. I do need to work on the deities a little bit more. I like keeping them is nice. Yeah. Since you have it, stay as a whole. That's fair. It would be easier just to leave them as. I just don't know what I want to work on. Normally, when I do these campaigns, I want to settle on one thing, like a villain. Honestly, is this planned to be an IRL campaign or online based? It's going to be an online based because I want to stream it with other VTubers. but it has to be VTubers who haven't watched this. So that way they don't have spoilers. Which shouldn't be too difficult. There are only 6 people watching, and I think like at least one of you isn't a VTuber. So darn it. Yeah, no, that's the catch. You come and watch, you can't participate. I've told you the plot. My bad, G, all good. But the story is going to focus around 2 factions, a gnome and a halflings faction. Hempy, why are you the way you are? Alright, here you go. Drink it in. Are we satisfied? It's the shorties. Because it's half of the, it's half 1 in the morning and I need amusement. I'm glad to amuse you. But the setting is primarily of halflings and gnomes. 2 families called the Frog Bottoms and the Peat Britches. Think like Hatfields and McCoys. Fighting each other over moonshining territory. Both of which have a boss, but neither of them know that the boss is the same person, a polymorphed dragon named Absinthe, who hits them against one another. One, he likes controlling both to make money, and 2, to amuse himself. Absinthe he's kind of an asshole. He's a green dragon. But sorry, spring roll. But since it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, probably for about another 3, actually trying to find inspiration for weapon designs. Anyways, with my TTRPG, so currently taking a break and maybe see some amazing world building ideas from the VTubers. That's never a bad idea. Just to kind of go out, see what everyone's doing, and take a little inspiration. This is still going to be a more magical over mechanical setting, but there are going to be magic steamboats. Think of like paddle boats. Yeah, is that considered stealing? I think there's a fine line between taking inspiration and stealing. But if I say that my campaign is taking inspiration from, and this is a true story, my campaign will be taking a lot of inspiration from Appalachian folklore. If you see that and think that's a really cool idea, and then also take some inspiration from Appalachian folklore, that's not exactly stealing because, like, you've just found a new source of information and inspiration. But now, if I had a blade specifically in one design with a certain enchantment with a certain name, and then you took that and wholeheartedly put it in there, that'd be definitely there. I mean, it could be potentially good for artificers, alchemists, more or less. They are very magic-powered steamboats. So mechanically speaking, they are still paddling themselves, but it would be powered less with steam and more like a fire glyph. Yeah, I believe you're right. That's how I usually think. There is a fine line between taking inspiration and copying. Sorry, I got cabbage stuck in my teeth. But yeah, probably get about another 30 minutes of the stream. I haven't been streaming for very long. I did want to make it a little bit of a shorter stream because I do have to shower. I have to work in the morning. But I did at least want to get a stream. Just at the very least to make a little bit more progress. I don't know what I want to focus on. Maybe I could focus a bit more on the deities. Here's the thing. As funny as these are, I'm just gonna look. I was also drinking when I wrote the campaign about drinking, so I've got some dumb ideas. Just God can stay, though. Who's your god? God. I think there does need to be a god of, like, drunken revelry. I think they should all, because this is a drinking-themed campaign, I think they should be, like, focused around different aspects. Like, maybe put a little text from a reaction on top of spellcasters. Like, if you use it on a druid, the elemental focus is more reactive. Clerics would call upon the moon god to bless it for a more blessed drink. Warlocks leaves the water more potent in alcohol, but empties the flavor, whilst wizards need precise arcana checks to create the perfect concoction. I could, but I think that'd be putting too much focus on and special attention to spellcasters. I would of course want the marshals to have some part in that, and I don't see too much of that being too much of importance. That's true, but I was saying that due to saying that it's magically focused. Oh, good. Moi. I would say it's kind of naturally magically. It's not like they're particularly pouring magic into the drink, and it's more like the drink itself draws a natural magical effect. Also, welcome back from me. I think I'm going to focus on the gods a little bit. And I think it should be more of the different aspects of alcohol and occult. So you'd want one of revelry and parting, you'd want one of agriculture, you'd want perhaps the one of revelry and partying would also be like that of kinship and companionship. One of the worker, the brewmaster, makes it. I'm trying to think of what other aspect there would be. There would, you'd want a god of commerce for trade, alcohol, and bars. Alright, I'll follow you just in case you make the campaign. I'll need to continue to do TTRPG. Alright, all good. Just in case I make the campaign. I'm making the campaign. What do you mean? Nah, I get you. But do enjoy your work in your TTRPG. Hopefully it goes smoothly for you. Honestly, in terms of gods in a story, I try to focus on the rule of thumb of primary, secondary, tertiary rules. Also, thank you for the follow. God of a deity of sobriety. I had one, and we just kind of made him whiny, and I don't know if I like that. He was just the buzzkill god. But I don't know if I want to make the god of sobriety like the most wise and be like, look, this is all kind of screwed up. Every god is god of alcoholism. Not good for your body. So, we would want to say, don't make him whiny. He's just an guy. How you doing, Sino? And hello to you too. How are we doing today? Hey, yo. Hey, Michael, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in, raiders. How you doing, Michael? Howdy, Remy. How was stream, man? A good one. What'd you end up doing? Doing good. Stream was good. Yeah, went over the new Unearthed Arcana. Oh, they come out with some new Unearthed Arcana. And then was scared in a Biotic Factor. I have the game. I have just yet to play. I know I need to sit down and play a Biotic Factor. But I feel like I would want some friends to sit down and play it with me. You know? Yeah, villain stuff, the Unearthed Arcana is actually kind of good. Usually the Unearthed Arcana is pretty good. Even if it's a little busted or a little underwhelming sometimes, it's usually pretty solid. Like, for an example, like Tempter said, the primary god of control, secondary god of sobriety, and the tertiary god of convenience. Then work out from the primary god down to the third. It'll be an offshoot of each other. Okay, I see. Like a branching godhood. The overarching concept of, let's say, work, and then breaking it down from the gods of agriculture, god of industry, god of trade. I'm actually very critical of their UA working on deities. That's what I decided I was going to do for this short little stream. I was just going to focus on making a few deities in the world. I like to, in each of my writing streams, I like to try to focus on one thing and hammer into it. And so this time I decided just go for the deity. I think that would be deities, like swap in between. But going for one or the other. But yeah, that is the current work. God is just chill. But like I should have other than just God. And Prestia. I don't know how to pronounce that. I wrote it. I don't even know how to pronounce it. You know what? I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. Okay, you know what? We're going to... Alright, you take care, Goat. I'll head off for right now. This time, ciao. Alright, you take it easy, I might actually... Oh no, I stole it. Might borrow that example. Let's start with a... Whoa. God of... Gonna be like a god of partying festivities. God of festivities and no, not relaxation. Let's start with a god of festivity. Now we need a name for them. What do we want the god of festivities to be? Maybe Verantoth. Actually, you know what? This. Holidays. Barantoth. Okay. Even though I really don't like alignment. Goddess. Fencing around fire. Small bands of hunters. Massive creations to honor history, culture, even what should her symbol be? I'm kind of liking the idea of like a vessel, a wine vessel. Pouring whoop. Also gotta go for now, Goat Man. Take care now. Enjoy your world building. I certainly will, Michael. Thank you for popping on by. I'll take it easy, alright? Get some sleep. Get some relaxation. Get you a drink. Since we're talking about moonshine. Also, I spelled symbol wrong, but that's just because I can't spell. I think that's right. It doesn't look right. Anyways. I'm thinking like an empty vessel pouring, or a wine vessel pouring into a cup, or maybe just like pouring out into a wave. Hey Mew, how are you doing? Oh, come on in. We're just writing about deities right now. But I kind of am beginning to like the idea of a pouring vessel, spouting wine that turns into like it kind of, you can't see my hand, but it kind of like flows out and almost like becomes a wave. Because I mean, this is the goddess of festivities. This is basically the party goddess. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. A wine flows out to a wave. Since power and oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get complicated or defined enough that I will get to a tertiary god, but I think I will still the primary, like, higher god, middle god, lower. I swear I had a system. It was like the greater plane. I think it was for a different campaign I was running. I might have to look at it. I was gonna put MG here for Michael Jackson. I mean, Major God. So these are the major. Oh, this is 3 of the major gods. There definitely just should be like a god of food and drink. Well, we're gonna need a god of Revelry. We need a name for the god of revelry. This is more like, this is your god of friendship. This is your god of compatriotism. Of guilt bond. I need a good name. Anybody have any suggestions? I am open to suggestions. Please, name a god. One free god needs name. Please don't name him Kyle or something like that. Oh, email. Do we have any name suggestions? Anyone at all? Maybe Rokalka. Rokalka. Oh, fuck. I was about to realize that, if I made it Major God and Minor God, both would still be MG, but Lower God would. God. Revelry. Friendship. Forged bond. Rokalka. The god blesses ship and the spirit of venturing. How did I fuck up adventuring that bad? God dang. Oh, also gotta write down how they present themselves. God of festivity. Goddess of festivities. I'll take the form of a Dracolich or a gaunt, pale, bony woman. That of a dryad. Ed. Going here, that of wine. In the color. Alka. Lesser to Parentot. I don't know why, but I'm just imagining like a bit of a party bro. But, like the good kind of party bro who will be someone who's like not quite fitting in, and he will go out of his way to make that person's day and just make them like fit into the surrounding. That's the kind of party bro Rokalka. A shirtless, partying dwarf. I like that idea. Long black hair that covers eyes. Present the blind of finding friends, and a long beard pressed million. The each telling story, friendship, taken to the friendship in intricate carving. Colorful. I like Rocalca so far. He's just like a dude, bro, but he's a really nice dude. What was the middle name of American project? Oh, name of the American project that first landed human moon. I mean, Apollo 11 was the name of the mission. The name of the project? The Apollo project. I was right. I was kind of right. I knew it was Apollo. But I was like Apollo 11, but that's the mission. I would like the gods to like visit them and like kind of interfere. Okay, I think there should be like 2 or 3 home dogs under Barantath. It'd be really cool if like this group was like a group of adventurers who embodied the idea of celebration, enjoying every day. They had really fucked up in a quest. They didn't make it, but they were all given like this second chance as their respective gods. We're gonna go one more is all I'm really. So we're going to be looking at. There's a god of revelry, another form of. How about a god of delight? Like of simple pleasures, like food and drink, and just small moments of. I feel like that's too obscure of a god. That should be like the most minor of minor, like the coolest god. Now I want an angel delight. Ah, I want an angel food cake. They are going to be named. Does anybody want to name a god of delight? Actually, let's say a goddess of delight. You've not lived until you've had an angel delight. I might have had an angel delight at some point. Let me look up one. Angel. Is a brand of powderless dessert mix popular in the UK. Checks out so far. That creates a light, fluffy, and creamy dessert when whisked with milk. You get Angel Delight in America. Most popular with customers from France, Italy, America, Norway, Germany, and Sweden. You can buy Angel Delight chocolate for delivery worldwide. Interesting. Can't have it anymore because non-cow milk doesn't mix very well. Not even like oat milk? Interesting. There's a reason I've kind of held out on cooking with oat milk. Just feel like when you're cooking, milk makes a lot more sense. I usually have oat milk drinking or Oreo. Goddess of Delights. Let's call her a goddess of merrymaking. Anywho, my bad. All good. Goddess of merrymaking. Kith. Kith. Now Kith. Lesser God. Kith. The goddess of small delights. Merrymaking. And the enjoyment time with she is a lesser goddess. Barantath. Often appears as elf. Lit beauty. Wild or golden. Yes, that changes with the Asian, but to decorate dress small memento every party be taken. I think that's good because it is a find someone to raid out to. I had someone join my stream on YouTube for 2 minutes and then they left. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if there's anyone I'm following who I want to raid out to. You go visit Mommy Devil. Desi looks like she's streaming. Or is streaming. Avanthia is streaming. Who do I want to drop in on? Oh, Gary Barry's also streaming. Could give Desi of it. We haven't seen Desi. Intended for mature audiences. Whoop. Maybe cool. Aki. Go right out to Jerry. This is Jerry Berry. I believe they are a rat VTuber. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've had them do some art for me. The little Scrungo Remy. I think I met them before I knew. We're just going to go right out to them. Right there is the... Alright. Now, we are going to go over and give them a quick raid.
Oh god. We were winning. Oh my god! Look at my handwriting was.
Let's get back to it.
Stop straight as hello. My name is Jerry Berry. You're looking on your walls.